Like, burning shit off is how I clean most things. It comes from working in the kitchen, like, over there. I literally burn things off. By the way, hey, hello guys, I'm sorry for starting late. I'm going to send out random text messages, let people know that I am live, so you guys can all be like, oh, an interesting person. But it'll be just a couple seconds. We're going to be chatty, and then we will start cooking by 7 o'clock. That is our goal, so we got about 10 minutes out. I'm going to give everybody a bit of time to get in here. Refresh. Because it says I'm live.
Oh, I didn't get a notification. It didn't show. Oh my god.
There we go. Awesome. The beauty of actually having this computer here, though, is I can just do all my messaging on here.
If necessary. Your grandma got you a friggin' stand mixer.
That's not the only thing she offered to get me either. I'm just like, it's just crazy. I'm the admin, mofo. I will send when I want to. Wait, why did that not? Ah! You.
Discord.
Edit. I was trying to get it to go. Well, yeah, no, I'm
Trying to get it to
the link directly.
maybe put that at the end.
Maybe. Oh, fucking. Ah, why? I hate this. I hate being to the side of shit.
You want me to do it?
I absolutely hate this. You probably do this whole thing so much more often than I do. Life at.
Hitting end. To the link. Nope.
Why didn't it go? Why is this not becoming a link?
Do not know.
Andrew, turn that into a link. He does it every time. I don't know how. I don't know what the hell. I thought you literally just typed in a link.
Me too. Is Andrew in? I see we have a viewer. Is that Andrew?
Well, it's probably just me or you.
Oh, yeah, it is me. I'm looking at it right there.
Yeah, you're right there.
Like copy it from.
That is possible. We could try that. It might be though. It might be though. Yep. There we go.
Was that it?
Yeah, it's because I didn't have the HTTPS at the beginning of it. Genius, I'm a genius. Genius, I'm a genius. No! Alright, I get it. Don't come hang out with us. Fine, don't come hang out with us. So basically, out of that, I only need.
I have very warm hands. I assume I'm going to be grating the cheese.
Yes.
I assume I'm going to be grating the cheese.
Yes.
Hopefully not that whole thing. Between the two of us. Hopefully not that whole thing.
It says we're not going to need a whole block of cheese. The recipe is a whole block of cheese.
That big of a block of cheese? Like a pound of cheese.
No, it's more like we need about a cup and a half, 2 cups of it. No, it's about 2 cups of it. About a cup and a half, 2 cups of it. Yeah, that's not a big deal. Yeah, that's not a big deal. Probably throw a bit.
You can put that in the friggin' you can put that in the friggin' stringy, like.
It can melt stringy sometimes, so that's the only downside to it. Now I will also say
developed more of a taste for
downside to it. Amusingly enough, though, having this computer out here, I can just banhammer anyone I want.
Yeah.
Sounds cutting in and out bad. Heard. Give me a minute. Sounds cutting in and out bad. Heard. Give me a minute.
We're gonna try turning it off and on again.
Well, actually, quite literally. I don't know why it's not today. Well, I do know why. It's because I'm doing my setup a whole hell of a. Well, I do know why. It's because I'm doing my setup a whole hell of a.
Why does it have that many ports?
No, it can. It totally can.
Why does it have that many? Is this working?
Cooking
better?
stream, yes, most definitely. Oh, and you won't be able to tell because it thinks it's working perfectly fine.
Right, but I'm asking them.
And just finished a bunch of dishes. Yeah, that's about when you don't want to cook. It's like, I just got done doing everything I need to do to be able to cook. Now I don't want to cook. Yeah, so pretty much that's exactly when you don't want to cook. Let's see, make sure the sound is working fine. Just don't want to cook. Let's see. Oh, okay. So you had it. Now I think my USB hub's being weird. I gotta figure out exactly what it's doing and why it's doing that.
Seems better. It seems really like silent.
Oh, no, it's silent because I have compression sounds, suppressions going. So any little dull background that
That vent fan. All the smoke you filled the kitchen
correct,
with?
exactly. That won't.
He filled the kitchen with smoke before we started cooking.
I tell you guys that I burn everything before I start cooking. That's how it works.
He went to go burn off some oil in pans that he didn't see had meat still in them.
Well, the meat didn't matter. The oil was gonna burn anyway. That's what happens. The oil would do the same thing. It's just
Not that volume though.
yeah, it will. Oh yes, it will. Old oil like that will definitely do that. It's bad. Like fresh oil, no. Old ass oil. Oh yeah.
I should get.
No. Old ass oil. Oh, yeah. I have grapeseed oil now. Yeah. So I just
You need that high smoke point.
yeah.
Anywho, We gonna go?
So how you guys doing today? Not quite yet. Not quite yet. We got a few minutes before we start, or a couple minutes. 1 minute maybe even.
Kat, what are you doing?
I totally thought like I couldn't see his eyes at first because he was looking down, so I thought it was his ass, and he was going into the
Fireplace.
fireplace. I was like,
No,
oh,
he's-
that's not okay.
He's like pawing at the.
There's grass.
Oh, I thought he was
You see
like.
the cat grass outside? They destroy it, but every couple days we bring it in.
I thought he was like clawing at the. Like trying to pry up the tiles.
No, there's a whole different tile.
Pry up the tiles.
And oh yeah, the chicken broth is for either Saturday or Sunday, and I'm undecided. Saturday or Sunday, and I'm undecided. Very undecided on.
Making chili, bitches.
Yes, we are making hot dogs and chili, and mac and cheese. Of course, we got to do the mac and cheese. Yeah, got to have a side dish. Always got to have a side dish. Always got to have a dessert. So our dessert is going to be banana bread. Really nuts into banana bread. Mostly because people, most of my friends, the rest of the banana. Bread.
I like pecans in a banana bread. I'm not a huge fan of the walnuts.
Yeah.
The texture gets weird when you cook walnuts in it.
Yeah.
But the texture gets weird when you cook walnuts. I can like start a roux or something.
So yes, what I'm going to have us do is we're going to start by getting getting that water boiling, and because that's going to be the longest process for the mac and cheese. So we're going to start, get that water boiling, and then once that is up and going, then you start a roux for the actual. But what have you guys been up to this week? Andrew, how have you been? How's your social isolation? Because I know you're such a social butterfly, and you just hate being stuck in the house. How's that social isolation treating you? What are you cooking yourself for dinner tonight, Panache? Tonight's actually a super simple recipe. We have very simple stuff going.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's just going to be cooking down the chili. Nothing too long. It'll be fun though.
Like if you have this stuff, like 5 ingredients.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you include all the stuff in this can, there's more ingredients.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, really, all you need out of that can are the chilies and the tomato. And really, you can do it with homemade tomato sauce too. That is an option as well. Texans will yell at you because they want to yell at you. I mean, that's not going to change anything.
Yeah, but Texans will say it's not. That's not going to change anything. Yeah, but Texans will say it's not.
Yeah.
There's tomatoes.
What's up, York?
In it. York, I don't know who's Varjane. I don't know who that is. Hello. Someone seems excited for a cooking stream.
So that is one of my old coworkers.
Oh yeah, where's your apron? Let's wear the apron. Let's wear the apron.
Well, that's how I tie them. You never noticed that?
No,
I tie them all off like this to make it to where
it's like cap so you don't tie it behind your back.
Yep. Makes life so much easier.
I wish I could do surgery hands like that.
But yeah, she used to work over at OC with me. Yeah. See, the thing is, they don't do aprons like this. I tie them off myself. Because it's just so much easier. I've worked in kitchens
Huge
for...
D&D group again.
What? How big?
How big?
Because I mean, like, really, do you want to do more than 5 people in a group? I feel like 5 or 6 is like the most I would ever run in a group.
That becomes less murder hobos and more. That becomes less murder hobos and more.
Salt? No. Right here.
Or when the water starts.
Just saying, I already have the salt out, you know. Always gotta have that salt out.
Italians say you're a pasta water.
Always gotta have that salt out.
Italians say you're a pasta water. You don't eat it.
No, but it's like,
You don't eat it. Pasta, man. And it gets the boiling point of the water higher, so it'll cook faster.
So the
Especially if
pasta
you're at
cooks
high
faster.
elevations.
So the cook-
Your
so the
cat
pasta
got outside. Cats, plural.
Yeah. I figured that you mentioned. No, because it's too damaged right now. They'll just quit it. No, because it's too damaged right now. They'll just quit it.
Ridley. Get in here.
Honestly, I feel like I can trust them at this point.
Yeah, but they could totally get through those slats.
They can. It's a really.
Right, but cats jump out of trees.
Yeah, but they've never jumped out of anything that is more than 6 feet tall. So that's a really long drop for them. So what we're going to be doing first is we're just over here getting our bringing our water to a boil. Over here, you can't see it. Terrible, but it's in that silver pot. Yeah, so we're just getting that all ready. Then the next step is going to be creating a roux for our mac and cheese, and then beginning to brown our actual ground beef. Our ground beef we're going to be using 80/20, just so we don't have to get rid of that much fat.
I know you have one, but where?
It should be. Yeah, I've personally been wanting to get back into a D&D group, but with my schedule, it's actually quite difficult. I only have one guaranteed day off, and then
I want to play, and I only
have one guaranteed day. Yeah, I want to do it weekly, but I don't know. And I really want to play. I don't want to DM. Like, I would love to DM, but I want two groups. I want one where I DM and one where I don't. One where I get to play. Because I have, obviously, I have a whole bunch of different ideas that I would love to put into practice, but I don't have the time for it. Because I'd love to be able to just, like, wake up on a Saturday morning, play a game, and then go into work. But I work. See, and it's very accurate. And I really, I also want to play a home game. That's my real problem. I have plenty of time to play, but the real issue comes in where I have plenty of time to play, but it's all outside of most people's play time for the sake of driving. So I'd have to do, like, Roll20, and I don't really want to play on Roll20. Like, it's an enjoyable system, but I enjoy the in-person interaction a lot more than...
I've never acted.
Tons of time, just not the energy. I get that too. I get that. It is very exhausting to play with a bunch of people at one time.
Yeah, and I'm in to be able. The time.
See, I like.
And people don't
like 4 to 6 hour sessions. I really like 4 to 6 hour sessions.
If we could do it regularly, I think that would be a lot.
Yeah, once a week.
But if it's like once a month or a couple of months, hey,
Oh yeah, no. If we're gonna be doing it, once a month or if it's any more than once any less than once a month, I don't really want to play it.
Because then you're not gonna remember.
Correct. You're not gonna remember your character. You're not gonna really build into your character. It's gonna be. It's unless you are just your character, which Hunter does all the time.
It just makes his character.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
how did you spell my name wrong?
Let me guess.
1T.
half orc barbarian who's just super low key, and then all of a sudden goes crazy nuts.
He plays basically. He's just like the pseudo good guy, but also wants to be the bad guy, but also doesn't really know what the hell he's doing because he's making like 6 characters in one. Who we are in real life. He's like 6 D&D characters in one person. Like that's what we are in real life. We're all like 500,000 different characters. We're inconsistent and flawed as hell. You know?
Oh my god! I saw this thing. Do you know who Puffin Forest is?
No.
It's a YouTuber who does anime. Do you know who Puffin Forest is?
Yeah.
And he did a one-off with his friends that was they just played through one-off with his friends that was characters.
Yeah.
From the get-go. And he made a character he named Absurd, who was 1 level in every.
Oh gosh. That's great.
Like he checked it with the DM. They were like, he was like, look, if you can make his backstory, that makes sense. He was like, look, if and he was like the most annoying dude who could do a bit of everything but sucked at all of it.
Yeah. And you pretty much will at that point. You're just not going to be any good at it because you just got way too much going on at that point, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, like he's that popular. Where he made Absurd. Yeah,
pretty much.
He talks like this. It's absurd.
Yes. Alright, guys. So, tonight, like I said, we're going to be doing hot dogs with chili. You know, chili dogs. And we're going to do some mac and cheese. And we're going to... It's not Sonic style.
No, no, not the restaurant. The
Oh, okay.
That's chili dogs. 90s cartoon.
Completely forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. When you said Sonic style, my brain goes, no.
I know you hate Sonic.
Like, I don't hate it. It's just, like, I'll get it once every, like, 6 months.
Yeah, but you just...
And then I'm just like, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just usually getting the Frosty. Or if Andrew happens to stop there, I'm like, give me a Route 44 slush.
No, we're not going to cook on roller skates. They don't cook on roller skates. They just bring it to you on roller skates.
And we don't cook on motorcycles either, guys. We play card games on motorcycles, but can't cook on them. There's just not enough. Really, it's like, get to one point of road and you're like, and you're like, yeah, I can chop on this, right? And then you get to the flat land and you're like, just toss. Too steady. You've eaten a sandwich while playing a card game on a motorcycle. See, that is skilled right there. That takes so much skill. I need to be able to scene hop easily. So, we're going to go ahead and move our skillet over, and we're going to start heating it up. I know, I moved it back. We're just heating this up for now. As per usual, you want to bring your temperature, your skillet around medium temp. You don't want to get it too hot because you're just going to scorch your meat. Too cold, you're literally not going to cook your meat.
You're not going to get a sear on it. You want to sear it, not burn it.
Sear it, not scorch it.
Sear it, not burn it.
Because even burning it's better than scorching it. Because scorching it just gives it that weird rubbery taste to it. And it's like, well, that's not going to work. Really not going to work. I can't find pasta in stores. Who's having issues finding pasta in stores?
Hey.
Who's having issues finding pasta in stores? Hey. I know. No. Asian markets are perfectly fine. Like, the Asian market up here, like, they have everything in stock, but like, I wanted penne noodles.
Yeah,
right?
they're yeah.
I wanted penne noodles for my my Alfredo, instead of fettuccine.
He could make his own. That's a lot of effort and a lot of flour that goes in.
That is a lot of effort and machines that I do not have.
If you only want to make tubes, yeah, but you could just make like...
I know I could, but that's not... I want to make different different textures cooked differently.
And fresh pasta is
cooked differently. Yeah, fresh pasta I've only cooked with like twice.
You can't do dente with.
Oh yeah, no. What did you make today with that same pasta? And honestly, let's raise this camera just a little bit. Sorry about the movement there. Yeah, that looks a lot better. You can actually, it's not like cutting off right. Yeah, that looks a lot better. You can actually. Mac and cheese. So we are actually doing a mac and cheese today. What kind of mac and cheese did you do? You feel so tall now? See, that's better. We all are much taller now. Like, I don't look like right here. Perfectly fine. So, my question: do you want to put chicken broth in that in the mac and cheese?
It's not. Might add some flavor, but it might add mess with the. Might add some texture.
Yeah,
of the,
it does mess with
the bechamel.
It does mess with the texture a little bit, but you basically would be looking to cook it. You don't have to at all.
I mean, I can. You know, like if you that's what you want to do. It's your recipe.
It's not. It's on here. It's not. It's really kind of just a super basic ass. I was seeing if you wanted to get creative with it. It's a super basic ass recipe, nothing special. There's an option for an additional kind of cheese on there, an additional half cup of Goya cheese, but I didn't want to. I couldn't find it, so I didn't want to go way out of my way trying to buy any of it. Like, I think I would have probably had to drive down to Franklin to get it, and that's like a 30-minute drive that way, and I didn't want to do it.
Is this all the butter you have?
No.
Oh, you have lots of butter.
Plenty of butter, and then I've got more frozen butter, and I've got 4 pounds of butter.
Holy fuck! How do you have so much butter?
Hey, is he questioning my use of butter? Hey, fine and chubby. It's fine. So, how do you prefer to do yours? Do you want to just use a regular steel bottom? Do you want to just use a top bottom pot or a pan, or do you want to use steel bottom?
I was just gonna do it in the pot that I'm the
Sure.
save some dishes.
Not worried about the dishes. I'm more worried about them being able to
Save some dishes. Oh, that's fair.
That's my main concern. So do you want to use that?
Yeah. I think that's deep enough. I do want something deep enough.
Oh yeah, that should definitely be deep enough to put everything in. That definitely won't stop bullets, by the way. Please don't try and.
Yeah,
like
the
in
cast iron
PUBG.
skillet will shatter. And they have in the actual game. That they're not very strong in the actual game.
Yeah, and there's what was it? There have been test videos, multiple different test videos, and there is one kind of cast iron skillet that will survive it. It is very old, very heavy, and it's not something you'd be able to. It is right here. It would tear your pants right down. A 16-inch, a 16-inch round, 1-inch deep, like thick cast iron, because it's designed to go over fires. Okay, that's not very healthy. Why the heck would you try and carry that around? But that's definitely not what PUBG does. Huh?
Same way.
But that's definitely not what PUBG does. One of those.
So.
Can or cannot. Both work perfectly well.
I usually do because I don't want to overcook the. Ow! Steam burn.
Those are the absolute worst. I got one on my hand the other day. I'll show you guys it. Right there.
Oh.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah. This is the remains. Yeah.
All you guys,
When
that's
I-
below the waist.
I cut the tip of my thumb off with a knife a couple
You
weeks
doing that
ago.
below the waist. Somebody who was looking at the screen weak to punch. Yeah, how did you manage that, by the way?
I was just chopping up an onion and didn't pay attention to where my thumb was, and I just took like a semicircle of nail and the
Nice. All right, guys. So we got a little bit of smoking going on over there, which means our pan is up to temp.
So our pasta is just shy of al dente because after we mix the sauce, put it in a casserole, bake it for a little bit. Classic southern style mac and cheese.
All right, so we're gonna make sure to break this up. You're really not looking to have any clumps here. And we're gonna transition quickly to cutting our onion today. Gonna do a real quick fine chop on it. And more like mincing. But get that all ready.
Ah,
And let
come
that go.
on.
What? Read the second from the bottom. I have lost the game more times in this week than I have in the past 2 years.
Oh, nah.
Make sure your onion doesn't fall apart as you do this. They will try. So I sliced the bottom there because it's going to give me a little bit more control over the onion. You really don't have to do that. It doesn't really make a huge difference when you're mincing up your onion.
Watch.
I did it because mostly because the bottom portion of the onion was beginning to fall out, and I didn't want that happening in the middle of me actually chopping up the onion. And this doesn't have to be too precise. You just want to make sure you got a lot of onion. That's going to go straight over into our beef.
So, you can't really see it there, but that beef has a pretty good crust on it. And for a while, or put between breaking it up and putting it in for a while.
Yep.
That's all flavor.
All flavor, nice and flavor, texture, everything. You're gonna want to let this cook down until everything is browned out. If you feel like it is cooking a little slow, which I personally do, bump up that temperature just a little bit. Don't go too high.
Keep in mind, cast iron does take a lot of heat up, so it's not. Keep in mind, cast iron does take a lot of heat up, so it's not.
Step away from that perfectly fine. That will continue to cook as you walk away from it. Don't walk away for too long. Always keep an eye on it. If it ever begins to smoke, run out of the house and just let it burn everything down. You have insurance, it's fine. Wait. Or you could just go over there and take it off the stove. That'd probably work too.
So, it's just sitting there right now. It's getting like. It's just sitting there right now. It's crust on everything. Like lies in those. Fun fact: onions have the of any vegetable that we eat. That's why you can base any vegetable out of them that we eat. That's why you
So now you can go ahead and start getting all your spices together. This is a phenomenal time to do that. Where did I put my bowl? Right over here. Phenomenal time to start getting all your spices together. So as you can see over here, right? So a nice list this time. What's up, Sakuragi? How you doing today? Got ourselves a nice list over here of what we're actually going to be using today. So we're going to be using yellow mustard, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, just because I love onion. It seems excessive, but it adds a bit of a different flavor. I promise.
It's different.
A little bit of brown sugar, not too much. Worcestershire sauce, but I just wrote it as war sauce because Worcestershire words hard. I'm not going through that. And we're gonna do the red pepper flakes and a little bit of beef stock, about half a cup.
What is your
that way we cook it down.
obsession with Yorkshire pudding, Sakuragi?
He goes to a place that makes it really well, and he wants to see me fail at it. I think.
We're just doing America's Test Kitchen or Good. Whatever he makes.
Not something he makes. He goes places for stuff.
Oh, so then he has no place to complain about anything. It isn't. You mix a batter and put it in some. It isn't. You mix a batter and put it in some.
There they are. Measuring spoons. I promise we will actually get to it one of these days. 1, 2, chili powder. 1, 2, chili powder.
Is it like those spices old or something?
What spices old? Oh, those are perfectly fine.
Okay.
Just eats limited traditionally, and those spices are actually newer than these ones traditionally, except for the ones that are uncapped. Those were just like the dollar, except for the ones that are in the dollar bin cap. I was like, I'm just gonna buy these. Like, every time I see spices in the dollar bin, I go to see if I can find things that I want, and I'm just like, cayenne pepper, usually $5. I'll buy it for $1. So it's nice, easy.
Is it like Mountain Blade 1 where you're just screaming the whole time? Is it like Mountain Blade 1 where you're just screaming the whole time? He says he just got Mountain Blade 2 working. Basically I was just talking about what we're doing by letting the meat and the onion sit. Which is basically allowing caramelization of both the meat and the onions.
For the first 2 days, I gained chewing gum, crashing to.
My GPU is overclocked. They don't usually.
No, games really don't. So this is the largest amount of spice we're putting in anything. We're going to go for with a whole tablespoon here. Then we're going to go for about a half tablespoon of chili powder. And if I accidentally put a little bit too much,
that was mustard.
There's a bit. Yeah. That's why I said this is going to be the most one.
Yes, but you didn't say what
I
it was.
forgot to say what it is.
You just
See,
said
this is why me streaming the cooking stream while I'm hungry is a great idea. I make horrible mistakes. So, go with about half a tablespoon. Right? About half a tablespoon.
Or 1.5 teaspoons.
1.5 teaspoons. But that requires me to go to multiple spoons, and that's just, I'm lazy. Okay? Don't talk to me like that. We're gonna go garlic powder and onion powder. We're not doing salt. We're not doing salts here. We lightly salted the meat, not too much. But we can add that to taste afterwards.
And there's salt in the broth.
Yeah, there's plenty of salt in the broth. That's why I said we can add it to taste afterwards, because there's no reason to over salt before you're even there. Afterwards, because there's no reason to over salt before you're even there. There we go. Just, you know, one teaspoon garlic powder and onion powder. Then we're gonna go to 2 teaspoons brown sugar, which I forgot to grab out. 2 teaspoons brown sugar, which I forgot to grab out. Oh, I can't. Door. All right, so at this point, get that camera back up. At this point, get that camera back up.
I don't know to say, but it's better.
Oh, you're trying to get on. Oh, you're trying to get. There we go. Cool. Awesome. We're good again. So it should be all the way cooked, all the way browned, and to be honest, because it's ground beef, it's not that big of a deal if you cook it a little bit extra, a little bit more than, you know, whatever we would recommend, which is just cooked all the way. Because you're just going for, you know, that full 155-degree cook temp, in which we never use a thermometer for. As long as it's fully browned, you are good. As long as it's fully browned. A tiny whisk? No, I just have a whisk. Oh, I'm just gonna use a fork. I'm just gonna use a fork.
I was trying to feel Babish's. Do we want to switch back to your can here?
No, it's about to go. Oh, gosh. No, it's about to go. Nothing interesting is happening over here. I am just attempting to open a can, and my can opener sucks. Probably need a new one of these. But a whole different kind. There we go. But a whole different kind. There we go.
So bad to sneeze. I don't have virus. I'm allergic. So bad to sneeze. I don't have virus. I'm allergic.
Speaking of the fork, grab that real quick.
Are you sure you didn't, Sakurai? Are you sure you didn't mix up him and me when it looked like you stand to be hungry?
No, he's talking about me. He says I'm chubby. Which I am chubby, but not in a bad way. He says I'm chubby. Which I am chubby, but not in a bad way.
Ready to see. Jump the can. The can. The water is toxic. It stands to reason. The water is toxic. It stands to reason.
That is actually quite funny. Yes, no, if the canned water was toxic, you don't want to eat whatever's in the can. That's stupid. Like, at
No,
that
she
point...
just didn't like the taste of it. That makes sense.
What's up, Mom? You just missed us putting together all of that. Yeah. Ah! Well.
Did it fall or do you knock it over?
It fell.
Did it fall or do you knock it over?
It fell. Cool. Didn't realize. not.
No, just leave it and put. I would say put more. No, just leave it and put.
That's probably better.
I would say put more.
We're gonna do it that way. That's probably better. We're gonna do it that way. Most likely, yes. I don't really have that many clean. Most likely, yes. I don't really have that many clean. Most of them are breaking. Most of them are breaking. Fair, do you want a Corona? I have a whole fridge full of them. So do I. So do I. Why would there be dog in the chili dog? Why would there be dog? You're weird, bro. I know you live in Cali and you live near Asian people and all that stuff, but we don't actually cook dog here. That's creepy. We're going for a tablespoon of chili flakes. And just make sure that is all nice and mixed in. Because this is going to go in alongside that broth. We're going to turn up that temperature a bit and cook it down. Put the measure up. See, I've been doing dishes all day. Because pretty much. So since I can't find my actual measuring cup, all we're going to do is just use one of my 12-ounce bowls. And guesstimate. Because that is the... We're only looking for about 4 ounces. And quite frankly, we're cooking, we're not baking. 4 ounces. And quite frankly, we're cooking.
You have to be real super.
What's up, Alley Cat? Yes, baking you have to be precise because that's chemical reactions. When you're cooking, not as big of a deal. Just so you can see what we're working with. We're going to go ahead and add in our spices. Any flaw?
To the bottom. Bond.
Any flaw?
Bond.
Oh, we will actually be baking banana bread after this is all said and done, Alley Cat. Banana bread is our dessert for the day. So what we're going to do is we're going to let that cook down and reduce quite a bit before we actually move into everything else. But we are going to move that to a different... we can add a little bit more. Oh yeah, 'cause since we're not going with the whole thing of tomato. That should be good.
Go.
Yes. And you also do kind of want it to go. Banana flavoring by Laffy Taffy. You guys know the whole thing behind that, right? How it's not actually... It's a banana that doesn't exist anymore?
Yeah, it's in it.
Yeah. It's actually, when I found that out, it was a long time ago, and it was quite interesting. But there are actually plenty of bananas in the stores because, you know, fresh product, people have realized doesn't stay fresh for that long. You can't just pop a banana in the freezer and it'd be fine. So he actually went ahead and reduced the heat just a bit. That way, as it cooks down, it is less of a boil and more of a simmer. It is going to allow that actual, like the tomatoes, to cook thoroughly through the beef broth and allow the meat to absorb as much as possible.
Oh, you, yeah.
Audio cuts out whenever I switch to stovetop. I don't know what. That's weird. Okay.
In response to Sakuragi, you, yes.
Okay.
In response to Sakuragi, you, yes.
Oh no, we most definitely can start that up now. Is it cutting out entirely? Start that up now. Is it cutting out entirely? I do take you for uneducated savages, Sakuragi. I do take you for uneducated savages. So yeah, we want to go ahead and move this here. Once it's fully heated, we'll transfer that and we'll start our roux.
Mac and cheese.
Well, we can eat some cheese, chili dogs, and then later we're gonna do banana bread. Cheese, chili dogs, and then later we're gonna do banana bread.
Talking to his cat.
Tsunade isn't a terrible move. Like.
Are you saying Happy Autism Day because I'm... Are you saying Happy Autism Day because I'm...
Yes, we'll go ahead and swap over to stove cam. That way you guys get to see what we're doing here. We'll go ahead and swap over to stove cam. That way you guys get to see what we're doing.
All right. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I mean it seems like they can hear us. Oh yeah, I mean it seems like they can
Ooh.
hear us. I don't know, like I said.
Yep. Okay.
Yep, cool.
All right. So the basic. Yep. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, you're gonna have to speak up from that because you're looking away.
Yeah. So a roux is basically.
Yeah. So a roux is going to be your basic thickening agent made up of your basic fats and flour. You're going to heat the butter up at about medium temperature, and once that is fully melted down, you're going to begin to add flour until it thickens.
About equal volume.
Correct.
And I do something.
I don't know why you're not, but you're not very loud.
Well, that.
Here, let me go ahead and adjust this so you guys can hear him more effectively. Because I've got this filter based on my sound, and I'm much louder than you guys, than the average human being. All right, so that should be a lot better. Go ahead and try and talk now, Luke.
All right. So what I do when I make a roux is I like to, as it's melting, kind of toast the spices that I'm going to use in the sauce in the butter before I put the flour in.
Heard. And we're going to let him be in charge of this mac and cheese for the most part. Not entirely, but for the most part.
So I'm going with basic Italian spices, some oregano, parsley, basil, and a little bit of crushed red pepper. Nothing too crazy. I want it mostly to taste like cheese, but I want to like enhance that a little bit. And I'm not measuring anything, I'm eyeballing it.
I do have a recipe, a generic recipe for mac and cheese.
That doesn't include
listed.
what I'm doing right now.
Oh, it does have. Yeah, it does. It's got the base for the roux, and it's gonna have milk, and it's gonna have cheese. So it's got some of the stuff.
And this is salted butter, right?
Yes, salted butter. I always have salted butter.
Yeah.
Don't use anything other than salted butter, and if you do, good for you.
You should when you're baking. For real.
We are only actually using two kinds of cheese. We're going to be using cheddar and Parmesan. I don't really have access to other ones because they're sold out. Quite frankly, I was going to add a couple different kinds of cheeses, but when I went to buy them today, they were just sold out. Hey, Velveeta and bacon bits. If that's what you got, that's what you got, man. You gotta use what you got.
Hot. If your butter starts to foam, it's getting a little hot with this flour, right? Yeah.
If you feel, flour should be up top.
It's getting a little hot.
If you feel, flour should be up top.
Then measure how much butter I put in. I'm gonna have to eyeball how much flour I put in.
It looked like you used about 2 tablespoons.
Approximately.
It looked like you used about 2 tablespoons.
But I didn't get the actual measurement. And you also, once you put the flour in, want to cook it a little bit. Otherwise, your sauce will taste like raw flour.
Well, that's a problem. Who doesn't like the taste of raw flour? You gotta cook that down, that way the flour actually combines with your butter. Technically, you can do all of this the same way and cheat using cornstarch, but it really doesn't have the same flavor.
Don't do that.
Just saying, if you don't feel comfortable making a roux, which I know plenty of people who burn the roux every single time they try to make one.
Turn the freaking heat down.
Like I said, they don't feel comfortable because they don't pay attention for the most part. It's really a big problem there. Most people I know really don't like. Well, I can't even say most people I know, because these days people have becoming the people I know have become better and better about cooking, and I think that's just because we're all getting older, you know. But people I used to know when we were younger didn't feel comfortable on a stove at all.
Was this whole milk?
Oh yeah, always.
All right. Stove Cammy.
Or you can make good mac and cheese. All right.
So we got our toasted spices, our roux. So now you just add. Cups of milk.
Yeah, about 1 to 2 cups of 1.5 to 2 cups of milk. Yeah, about 1 to 2 cups of 1.5 to 2 cups of milk. Probably want a little more than that.
Yeah, I'm just testing.
Heard. You can always add more, yes.
Too much. Yeah, but definitely more because we're not making gravy.
See, we actually do one at work, or did one at work. We had a bechamel sauce for the mac and cheese we did there, and almost every single week we would have to remake a batch because people just would have no idea how to not burn it.
Keep it moving, low heat. That's or well, medium. Keep it moving, low heat. That's lower than you think.
We can use heavy cream. I have plenty of heavy cream, but I wanted to save it for a different recipe later in the week, and there was no heavy cream at Walmart, so I couldn't buy it.
Also,
We got to remember, we're substituting ingredients because I can't buy other ingredients. Yeah, I'm having issues buying certain ingredients. So right now I'm just making do with what I've got. Go jump a cow and milk it.
We're not really in dairy country. We're in meat cattle country.
Yeah, we are in meat areas. She scored 3 cows, most definitely. No, I actually kind of would appreciate if I could get some heavy cream because I have about I've got about a pint of heavy cream left in my fridge right now. And I was gonna use that for chicken Alfredo tomorrow or Saturday. Chicken Alfredo tomorrow. Probably just a touch more.
You do have to give the roux a little bit of time for the starches to gelatinize. Probably don't want to know all the food science shit about it, but basically the roux takes a little bit of time to actually thicken.
We're gonna lower the temperature on our meat for now, down to a nice simmer. But that roux is almost done, and we are ready to bring over our cheese. And I'm gonna get you some parm as well.
All right. And I've found that the key to this is to add only a little bit of cheese at a time. Don't go dumping the whole thing.
Just dump the whole thing in there. Don't even worry about it. I have always found that if you dump it all in there, it eventually melts.
I mean, it's your show.
You say it's my show, it's our show.
It's your show.
It's our show. You just happen to not be able to be here sometimes. No big deal. You messed up for the apocalypse. Well, how'd you mess up in the apocalypse? That's not healthy. Not too much parm, just a bit.
A bit in nutty flavor. And watch it go from white to yellow.
Yeah, he did start in Florida. That is definitely a mistake.
Well, it's either a mistake or the safest place to be.
True.
One of the two.
That's very true.
There's no in between. One of the two. Very true. There's no in between. Might actually be a little too thick. I might need a.
You bought like 8 bags of blueberry bagels. First of all, that's a mistake.
What you think? What you think? Garrett?
Here, use some heavy cream. If I'm gonna grab some off my mom, then we can do some of this. If I'm gonna grab some off my mom. Not a big deal, I guess.
A little bit more liquid, a little bit more fat. It's a little bit better, in all honesty. Butterfat deliciousness. Alright, I'm gonna throw my.
That was the gas.
That was interesting. I'm gonna throw my mostly cooked noodles into the sauce.
I saw you start that one. No, you go to the room. No, you go to the room. No. You get to stay out here tonight.
Disciplining his cats.
Yeah, she's grounded. Or roomed in.
Roomed it.
Over here wiping off my counter from the grated cheese.
Oh, hey. Grant some pepper.
Yeah, for sure. How much do we want?
Oh.
Got to do a little extra. I always like a lot of black pepper.
Especially when it's fresh ground.
Oh yeah.
Did you know that back in the day, they used to mix in ground up graphite?
I did not know that. For what?
Into pre-ground black pepper as a filler.
That's kind of weird. Mom, why didn't you tell me that? That's gross. Do I now like the taste of graphite as well?
No, I mean back in the day, like the turn of the century.
Oh, so like not our kind of back in the day, like my mom's kind of back in the day.
Did you just call your mom 120 years old?
I'm 119.
Actually, this may not even need to go in the. With this ratio, may not even need to go in the oven.
Perfectly fine. I'm perfectly okay with that.
I mean, if we were gonna do like a crunchy panko topping or something, I would say it definitely needs to go in.
Oh, I don't want to do it. I'm not really in the mood for breadcrumbs over top of it. I know that may sound blasphemous to some of you guys, but
Especially in the South.
yes, but
But
just not a big fan of it.
this looks pretty darn good.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna test it. This looks pretty darn good.
Sounds good. I feel like testing it is a good option here. I'm gonna test this. I feel like testing it is a good option here. I'm gonna test this.
A little salt.
A little salt. Not add salt beforehand.
I did, just not enough. I did,
Oh yeah, definitely just a little bit of salt.
but good otherwise.
I don't have chips. What are you talking about? I don't have chips. What are you talking about? Let's turn this temperature back up here. Turning the temperature back up on our actual meat. Turning the temperature back up on our actual meat.
Good if you.
Hell yeah. We're gonna move that off to the side. Now, how do you want to do the hot dogs?
I vote. Just put them in like a dry or very lightly oiled cast iron,
Heard.
and just put some crust on them.
Sounds good to me.
And just put some crust on them.
So our beef hot dogs, it's basically all beef today. And some bread. Beef and bread. I mean, that's close to what Sakuragi wanted. He wanted beef, right? And then
Yorkshire pudding.
Yorkshire pudding, which is just bread.
Just
It's
added,
all good.
special Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah, there's just some cheese on the pudding. It's fine. Honestly, it's closer to pudding than Yorkshire pudding is anyway. So, let me get out 4 hot dogs. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, that's perfect right there. Any more salt and we will definitely be killing ourselves.
We don't have any fucking vegetables. We're killing ourselves anyway.
That's fine. It's a week without a vegetable. It's fine. This is honestly probably Sakuragi's favorite video because it has no vegetables to it.
I'm drinking plenty of water.
Cutting your hot dogs down the center.
Butterfly.
Oh yeah. Flatten them out. That way, it'll be a lot easier to cook them up. It's a little difficult to actually fill them with chili if you cook them and then try to cut them in half.
Because then they just want to flip back together.
Yep. Alright, so
Okay.
I totally forgot to start the cast iron.
Maybe more cheese.
I have
Oh,
plenty more
watch
cheese.
out, watch out. There's some spilled juice. You might want to. Watch out, watch out. There's some burn. We slice like just little slivers of cheddar after we do this cut side down first, and after we flip it, put a little bit of cheddar on it.
We could totally do that. That sounds yummy. Who else wants one of those? This guy wants one of those. We got plenty of cheddar for that, though.
Mustard.
That's gross. Go home. I say that and it came out of my fridge.
Where'd cheese go?
Cheese, it should be on the bottom right.
But didn't that grate real well after the freezer?
Most definitely.
Freeze your cheese before you grate it, man.
Most definitely.
Freeze your cheese before you grate it, man.
Why would I top my chili with raw onions? You just put regular ass onions in there. Cook the onions up.
Oh, I like raw onions as a contrast.
I guess I personally would do relish or celery.
Or where is it? Where is it?
What are you looking for?
Give you a whole ass jar of it.
Oh, the sauerkraut. It is, I think.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
There we go. That's actually fucking perfect.
I made this shit.
This is a homemade sauerkraut. This will actually go really, really well. I didn't even think about this because I was going to use that for pork, which I still will have plenty of it for pork.
Fermented cabbage and garlic. What's not to like? I made it in my kitchen.
Oh, look at that stocked fridge. If you come down here, I will feed you. I don't care.
And if you try what you were saying, you try it, this is coming toward the door.
So, yeah, butterfly all over hot dogs here. We are good to go. And our pan is almost at town.
Yeah, this is just shredded organic cabbage, salt, garlic, a little bit of black pepper, whole mustard seed, and then it sat at room temperature in my kitchen for like a month. Sauerkraut.
And that's sauerkraut.
It was sealed in a like fully sealed, airtight vessel to ferment.
Live outside my house like raccoons. There's really not many leftovers at my place. For the most part, we eat it. I mean, we didn't used to. We were bad about it, but we've definitely gotten a lot better. And the quarantine's made it to where we pretty much just eat whatever's in there. Except pizza. Matt orders a lot of pizzas from work because they'll only deliver $20 and up. So he has to bring home like $30 worth of pizza because he orders like $30 worth of pizza. Nobody at work eats it and then brings it back here. And I'm like, I guess I'll have pizza for the next week. No, I don't do that because I actually don't like pizza that much.
I think we're good temperature wise. And
hey! What's up, Graham? Look. Okay, where's Graham? I love it. All right, so we're gonna go over to the stove here.
Stove cam. While he's doing that, I'm gonna just make little slices of the cheddar because I'm an innovator.
So, similar thing here. If you have issues keeping it down. Just do a nice little press down with any utensil you have that you feel comfortable with. I would advise a shorter wooden spoon. I'm just using a light metal spoon because I feel confident that I'm not going to burn myself. But if you do not feel comfortable with that, use anything you want until...
I like another slightly smaller pan.
Slightly smaller pan will work as well. Basically until it sticks to that sticks to the bottom of your pan. Once it sticks to the bottom of your pan, you're good to take that utensil off or pan off and just let it cook because you don't want to press all the juices out of your food.
I think I made too many cheese slices.
No, okay, so I have the cookbook, but I didn't even know there was one in there. I had no idea that there was a thing in there. I looked in there for desserts and stuff. I didn't actually know there was hot dog chili in there. That would have been nice to use. I am sorry. That would have been nice to use. I am sorry.
You finished cooking your steak poorly. What? Well done.
Oh, don't give me that. You probably cooked perfectly fine.
Well done.
Oh, don't give me that. You.
That's the only way to cook a steak poorly. That's the only way to cook a steak poorly.
Which is true. Well done is the only true way to cook them poorly.
I mean,
You are crazy if you like them. Like
medium
them cooked
well,
that way, though.
arguably, but there's still a little bit of merit to it. But
And some people are just afraid of pink, so medium well will be fine. There's really not enough pink on there to.
well
yeah.
done is just a shoe.
Yeah.
Well done is just a shoe.
All right, so we're not quite there. We're looking at about halfway cooked on these, and that's just the bottom half. We're gonna go ahead and flip them over and get a sear on them with a bit of cheese. That is what he was over here doing. He was cutting us up some cheese so we could melt that over.
Because I am a genius.
Some cheese so we can melt that over.
Because I am a genius. Yeah, I think the way inadvertently the way I spiced my mac and cheese will go pretty well with the chili.
Yeah.
Will go pretty well with the chili.
Yeah. But no, I do believe I will have to borrow Mom's cookbook because I don't think I have. These are pretty much the only cookbooks I have, and none of them are actually. The one that I had thought at one point was that cookbook is not the actual correct cookbook. It is a whole different one. It's not the actual correct cookbook. It is a whole different one.
Cousin's Cookbook, page 62.
Yeah. Why would you never have dinner with them, Sakuragi? Come on. Just don't let them cook.
Oh, apparently she's gonna send you the cookbook.
Sweet. That's awesome. Thank you. Our hot dogs should. They're not. They're getting.
So Kim.
Yes. You'll see that they have this nice sweat on the outside of them. That means they should be good to flip. Make sure that they stay out and out. Ooh. There we go.
That's what you're looking for. Cheese.
Oh yeah. Definitely gonna cheese these up. Oh yeah. Definitely gonna cheese these up.
Oh, buns. Or are we doing no buns?
Huh?
Or are we doing no buns?
We're doing buns. That'd be weird to me if we didn't do buns.
Right?
Do people do that? Do people eat them without buns?
I mean, my mom, when she's on a diet, just goes like, no bread at all. On a diet, just goes like, no bread at all.
That's not as spaced out as I wanted it to be.
And she just,
There we go.
she just eats it with a knife and fork, basically.
That's weird. I love your mom and all, but that's weird.
She does burgers that way too. Makes a salad on top of the burger. Pork dip. Makes a salad on top of the burger. Pork dip.
You should send Quinn. Just make Quinn do it. He needs to get out and do stuff anyway. I actually have no idea if Quinn gets out and does stuff. He could be the most active of them and I don't even know it. Burger salads. So you do have the option if you want to toast your bun. You can do it in multiple different ways. You can either toast it on your skillet, you can throw it in the oven, or you can just eat it regular, untoasted.
New York style is just a steamed bun.
Personally, I would prefer to do it without toasting it. Would you like yours toasted?
I'm good, man.
Sounds good.
I like a toasted bun, but I find
Not with a chili dog.
with a chili dog, there's no point.
Correct.
It just becomes soggy anyway.
Correct. Oh yes, he definitely would. All jokes of him needing to get outside aside, I don't think he, like I said, I don't know if he actually needs to. But
Left ear keeps popping.
your left ear keeps popping?
Yeah, like I'm changing altitude. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're not changing altitudes here. I don't think my house is flying anywhere. I could be wrong. All right, you guys see that cheese is all nice and melty? We're about to get those off that and onto a plate. Oh. Where are they? There we go.
technically, we are flying through space.
Huh?
Technically, we are flying through space.
That is true. We are flying through space. That is not quite the same thing, though.
Sakurai said he likes taco salad. It's a genius invention. It's a monstrosity that's 1,500 calories, and you can still say you had salad for lunch.
Don't forget, guys. Once we are done eating, we are going to be going and making banana bread tonight. This banana bread recipe is nothing special. It's just a pretty basic one. But I have bananas just sitting here, and I figure I might as well use them, right? You gotta use what you got around.
And they're pretty overripe, so.
Oh yeah, they are perfectly overripe.
We're not doing nuts in the banana bread.
No, yeah, I don't want to do nuts in the banana bread today. No, yeah, I don't want to do nuts. Who asked about that?
Sakurai.
Oh, I didn't see it. Who asked about that?
We're doing muffins. So if we're gonna send you anything, we'll send you a muffin.
Yes, it would be muffins. Yes, it would be muffins. Make sure that stays fanned out. Oh, most definitely for them glamour shots.
So you think kraut first then chili, or chili first? So you think
Chili then kraut. Definitely chili and then kraut. Chili then kraut. Definitely chili. Do we want to heat up the sauerkraut at all?
I usually don't.
Do we want to heat up the sauerkraut at all?
Great source of vitamin C, by the way. They fed it to revolutionary soldiers to ward off scurvy. And they hated it so much that they wouldn't eat it until they saw their commanding officers eating it.
Very nice. Very nice. This is way too much mac and cheese for sure.
Oh yeah, that's like 4 people's meal, entire meal of mac and cheese.
So it sounds like I'm going to need to take some of this to work and give it away.
But it's basically possible to make less than an entire batch of mac and cheese.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hi Jared, you're a bit late.
What's up, Jared?
Hi Jared,
I heard you scared mom by being missing. I was a little worried too. Leaving without your phone? What is that?
Gasp. What is this, 2002?
I was gonna say 1920s, because you know we got a pandemic going on. No, you flip that one around so that it, yeah, the big side's on the back. That way it doesn't fall out. Yeah, the big side's on the back. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Here we go.
I didn't
What?
have a cell phone in 2002.
Did I have a cell phone in 2002?
I got one in 05.
Mom, did I have a cell phone in
I had
2002?
a flip phone in 05, and I had that flip phone when I went to college. Then I got one of those slidey phones with a revealable keyboard, and I had that until I was in vet school.
I think that's a BlackBerry, or no,
No.
Blackberries were the ones with the little bulb on them. It was a mouse pad.
Yeah, mine didn't have that. It was basically a flip phone with a full keyboard. And I knew if I got a smartphone, I'd be on it all the time, and I was right. And my parents got me a smartphone without asking if I wanted one, because they were just getting everyone smartphones.
But yeah.
You were away at collage.
Oh man, that sauerkraut's so good.
Veterinary school, which is med school but for animals.
Yes.
He said, "I'm glad at least one of you is smart."
Wow. I see how it is.
He got
You're
better
calling him dumb?
He got better test scores than me in high school.
Yeah, I did test quite well, but I did not like school.
Yeah, he didn't like school, but he was very smart.
I honestly have no problem with where I'm at.
Yeah, I got my first phone my freshman year of high school because I was on the football team.
Yeah.
And I had practice after school every day and had to call my parents to come get me.
That makes sense.
Alright, glamour shots time.
Oh yes, I will definitely have to take pictures of this, but I also want something. Oh yes, I will definitely have to take pictures of this. And my drink of choice tonight is grape juice. And then I'll go to water once I'm done drinking this cup of grape juice.
Alright, here we go.
So we're gonna take some pictures for the posting. Oh, that is my face. We don't want pictures of my face. Oh, that is my face. We don't want pictures of my face.
From scratch mac and cheese. From scratch chili. From scratch sauerkraut. One of the things we didn't actually make were the hot dogs and the buns.
We also didn't do the. I mean, it was just diced tomatoes.
Diced tomatoes and chili, yeah.
But yeah.
We didn't have. It wasn't 100% from scratch chili, but basically from scratch. It wasn't 100% from scratch.
And I'm gonna take a picture of the leftovers over here for now, because we definitely will not eat all of these tonight.
Good God, no.
By no means, shall we? By no means, shall we? So we're gonna turn to my slightly messy kitchen dining room. And yes, Jared, those are donuts on the table. We're gonna hang out while we eat. Once we're done eating, we will go to making that banana bread.
Banana bread.
Oh yeah, banana bread is awesome.
And I need a fork.
How are my good sir?
Fast fuel.
I mean, it's mostly tools out, I guess. A bit of cake. Turn this TV around so I can still see you guys talk to me.
Practice day. Okay on this.
Yeah. Oh, that was the thing. I figured, it'd be more fun to just wing the mac and cheese than worry about the recipe because I couldn't find everything that I wanted, like I said. I originally wanted to use Gruyere cheese with sharp cheddar, Parmesan, but I couldn't find the Gruyere. Just couldn't find it. Three different stores. It wasn't there. You're very right.
We should probably eat the. They said it's all.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Let's actually get a bite of one of these, though. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. It looks so good. Bite of one of these, though. It looks so good. Quite a delicious flavor. Now, I will say, quite a delicious flavor. I think a tomato sauce would have made it a little better. Definitely think a tomato sauce would have helped a little bit more there. Made it a little better.
A little bit more chili.
A little bit more chili powder could have been good. Overall, though, it still tastes phenomenal. But I have had better. I definitely have had better.
And it goes really well with the sauerkraut too.
Oh yeah, the sauerkraut is honestly a topper here. Oh yeah, the sauerkraut is honestly a topper here. I'm gonna open you guys up on my phone over here. That way I can see the chat a little bit more, a little bit better because my computer is quite frankly in the way. You come over here so I can see what was said recently, though. You come over here so I can see what was said recently, though. It is not savage to eat untoasted buns. You don't need to toast them by any means. You don't need to toast them by any means.
Like I said earlier, you're eating a chili dog. It's gonna get soggy either way. This was a good idea. Kind of lost in everything.
Yeah. I think the cheese is a very, very minimal flavor, but it adds a nice texture. That it is doing. There's also another kind of bun that I can buy. That would have been a lot better as well. It's going to be a thicker. I don't know the name of it, but it's a regular hot dog bun, but it's just a different style of hot dog bun meant for filled hot dogs. Five Guys used to use them, and then they stopped because they didn't have enough people ordering loaded hot dogs, so they stopped having them ordered and went back to just using regular hot dog buns.
Did order a filled hot.
But it was so rare that it didn't seem to matter to them. That was one of the things that they talked about whenever I was there, because one of the guys who had been there for about 15 years, he made a comment on it, like every single time we sold a hot dog, which was only once a day. Why not?
Every time I've had them.
That was a bit of a large bite. So the thing with Five Guys fries, it's because most of them don't know how to make them properly. Most of their guys don't actually fry them for 3 minutes because they don't use a timer. They don't use a timer so that the guests in the dining room don't have to hear it all the time. But you're supposed to eyeball them. And quite frankly, having worked in the kitchen so long, I know most people do not know how to eyeball anything.
It just.
Good job. Oh, these did turn out quite well, though.
Oh yeah.
Now, I will also say This chili would probably go well just mixed straight into this mac and cheese as well as a leftover.
Some good chili
Mix it in there and bake it up real quick. I think that would go phenomenally.
Yeah.
Bake it up real quick. I think that would go phenomenally. So
Does not want to go.
I have to ask, guys. So if I have come into contact with about 2 pounds of lobster, and 2 pounds of lobster. We stopped selling it at work because it's not cost efficient to do while we're in this current state of the world. And to avoid it going bad, they gave it to whoever wanted it. So I went ahead and grabbed about 2 pounds of lobster.
Meat?
Meat. It's not quite as good, but it's still good. Yeah, lobster rolls, lobster mac. I was trying to decide what all we should do with it, but we need to cook it. We need to cook it next week at the very latest, if not this weekend.
Yeah.
If I cook it this weekend, I might film it and turn it into a video.
I will.
Okay.
Normally I only work 3 days, 4 days in a row. Normally I only work 3 days, 4 days in a row.
That's the youngest sister, Sakuragi. That's the younger sister. So you don't like lobster panache? I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it. There's only a few things I like it in. Like, mac and cheese is one of the few things I actually like it in.
I don't like it in things, I just eat it. I don't like it in things, I just eat it. Steam the lobster and take the meat out. Give it to me.
Nice! Chili dogs are phenomenal. What we've done today. Tycho is having chili dogs tonight as well.
Nice. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a minute.
Don't fall in. You must remind your friends not to fall in the bathroom. They'll be lost forever if they do. Oh, I don't think lobster's worth the cost at all, by any means, no. The 2 pounds of lobster I have were insane. We took a huge hit in not being able to sell them. But it's one of those things that we just had to take off the menu. At work, we just recently cut the menu in half, and now, this past week, we have cut it even further. We have taken about 4 or 5 traditional menu items away. And so we've gone to a very simplified menu, but we are still making so many sales. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. We're one of the busiest stores in the area, and our sales, our sales from last year, for the past week, 2 weeks, we've only barely missed them, which is absolutely. I am definitely not getting caviar. Yes, we have grilled. We have cheese. We have the onions inside the chili. We have sauerkraut over top of it all, which is so good. Such an amazing addition. If you can do that, do it. And of course, the sharp cheddar cheese. Lobster medallions, though, with creme fraiche and caviar, I don't think we're going to do that. Lobster medallions? Worcestershire sauce. Luke can pronounce it better than me, but Worcestershire sauce. Makes more sense now, doesn't it? Sorry about that. Use my apron to clean up a little bit. Oh, definitely cooking well tonight. And don't forget, I know I keep reminding you guys, but we've got the banana muffins coming up here in about 10 minutes. Worcestershire sauce. Luke can pronounce it like 6 different ways. I can jumble it up massively. So I'm thinking I need a caramel emote, caramel emote, and Worcestershire sauce emote. Caramel, Worcestershire, Worcester. We have had peace. Why must you restart war? I actually think most of you guys say it the same way, though, don't you? I mean, like, I feel like you guys should just, everyone here, just go ahead and type in chat the way you say caramel. Do you say it caramel? Do you say it caramel? So, if you're eating it by itself, is it caramel or is it caramel? Or if it's with a dessert, is it caramel or is it caramel? Cramel. I did forget about Cramel, my guys. My bad. I'm sorry. Cramel. Caramel. Caramel. What'd you just realize, Andrew? You're absolutely correct. Small Pot did not get any justice today. And sadly, Small Pot won't get any justice in this. But if need be, I can make sure Small Pot sees its justice next week. Because don't forget, I am here for the duration of this pandemic. I will be here starting every Thursday at 6 o'clock. Hopefully, starting at 6 o'clock. As long as I don't have technical issues again. I'm just gonna set up everything early, be ready early next time. That was my mistake. I apologize. But 6 o'clock every Thursday during the duration of the pandemic. Well, I'm glad peace exists in the lands of Akamor's stream. I hope that this peace will persist over in the land of the soggy green bean. By the way, any of you guys who don't know, I've got a YouTube channel set up, which is where all of these videos go. It's a little weird because I'm not using Akamor for my YouTube channel. I don't really like the sound of that for a cooking channel. So I actually am using a bit of an inside joke with the family. And the name is the Soggy Green Bean. All of these reruns will go on the Soggy Green Bean. So if we ever want to look back and enjoy these times, that's where it'll be. Coming in the near future, I'll be posting actual videos of quick cooking, easy cooking, college dorm style cooking, where you've got very minimal equipment, very little product. Sounds good. And those will be posted on the Soggy Green Bean. Sounds good. And those will be posted on the Soggy Green Bean. Panache. And no, I'm not going to be able to finish my plate. I had way too much chili dog. And no, I'm not going to be able to finish my plate. I had way too much chili dog. But it is about that time for us to get working on the banana bread. It is about that time. Good. For us to get working on the banana bread. Good. Oh, she's just being a butthead.
I'm aware.
Sorry if any of you guys get motion sickness. Sorry if any of you guys get motion.
Commented that jokes were. In food service, I'm in medicine. We know how to say so.
Yes. Very much so hygienic here. Very much so hygienic here.
Your beard is red, apparently. In this light, it does kind of look red.
It'll do that sometimes.
Yeah, it's more of a lightish brown, and then near the root, like brown at the tip.
I just can't believe he put mustard on his hot dogs.
Actually, didn't.
Oh, you totally forgot?
Yeah. But I do usually. Mustard goes well with pork. But those are beef hot dogs.
Yes, there were beef hot dogs.
But it would still go well with them.
All right. So, got to change a couple things here. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. There we go. Came prepared.
So excited.
I am so excited about having the recipes on stream. I feel like it's a good addition. I really do. I think it's great to have them over here. That way everybody can see what we are actually doing today.
So, what are we actually doing?
Banana bread. Easy. Very simple banana bread. We're going to...
You need bananas.
Well, they're on over here.
We're not just throwing bananas and bread in the blender, are we?
Oh. That's not how you make banana bread? We have to reevaluate this. Hi. But we're actually going to be changing cutting boards. We're going to be...
Does that have meat on it?
Huh? Yes. It had meat. This has cheese. Honestly, do we really even need a cutting board? We're going to have one in front of us anyway. There we go. Very overripe bananas.
My mom always, when bananas get anywhere near that, she puts them in the freezer.
Yeah.
They go completely brown, but she saves them for banana bread.
Nice. And this one, since I've never done it before, I need a bit of a room.
She was pawing under the bathroom.
There we are. All right, so we're gonna get ourselves a large mixing bowl. Figure you guys want to be able to see, right? A large mixing bowl. So we're gonna use the glass. Take our bananas. Gonna be messy. Probably the trash guys. Probably the trash guys. Apart. You're gonna be using 3 bananas. Gonna squeeze the rest of that out of there. It's gonna get mashed anyway. They don't have to. They do not have to stay well put together.
It makes your job easier.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Jailhouse ramen burritos. I don't think I'll be making jailhouse ramen burritos. One came apart much easier. That was nice. Yeah, so we're gonna use 3 large bananas. 3 large overripe bananas. That is very key.
That.
Otherwise, they will not be sweet enough to use. Where is my whisk?
Whisk.
I actually don't have nutmeg. It is one of those things that I keep forgetting to grab every single time I go to the store.
You also could have told me you needed it because I have it.
Oh, I didn't think about it. She just told me about it.
Now egg. Now egg.
No, milk. Yes. Thing. What is my...
Milk.
Yes. I will also need eggs. I don't remember if I'm using milk or not. No, I'm not using milk in this. There was a recipe that called for milk. And I didn't take. There we go. We're gonna wait on those.
Want me to melt your half cup?
Yes. I apologize. This is actually a recipe I've never done before. I just wanted to do them since I had the bananas. This is something I should have had my mother here for. She probably knows this one off the top of her head. And honestly, you could just melt the butter in the microwave. It won't be an issue. Or, hey, guys,
Tiny pot.
small pot.
This has. I'm just up burned on the bottom. Is that gonna be a problem?
No, it's just burn. And it's coming out perfectly fine. It's just burn. We'll rinse it off though. Obviously, I'm not gonna just. We'll rinse it off though. Okay, then throw some soap in there. Who knows what may fester in the burn.
Half cup is 4 tablespoons. No. 8 tablespoons.
Yes. Because that whole thing should be about a full cup. That whole thing, I believe, is should be 2 sticks of butter. All right, there we go. Nice and cleaned up. And we'll want a new towel. Am I part snake? No, I'm just not gonna spend 2 hours eating while I have you guys on stream. That'd be so rude.
I might be part snake.
We get a mum stream when the pandemic is over, first of all, because I don't want her going out getting sick. You know, chances are, if I catch it, I'll never notice.
Or you'll just have like a bad flu.
Yeah, or I'll just feel a little down for a couple days. Like, I won't ever really notice it. But, you know, I can still carry it and give it to her. I don't want to get her sick. So once that happens, we're good. And it has to become light outside. More light outside. just send me that? Oh no. Okay. Mother was telling me to throw out the towel I wiped my face on when I was cleaning up the stuff for the cheeses. Oh, she'll be in my kitchen. We're not going over to her kitchen. That's a whole.
Yeah. He'd have to
Get down.
lug his whole computer over there.
Yeah, I would have to move so much stuff to do that, and I'm definitely not doing that. Definitely not doing that. So he's melting our butter real quick. You guys get to see some small pot action.
Small pot.
Small pot's too far away. But you guys get the
big
gist.
burner. This is way more efficient.
There's this, and we're gonna get our brown sugar.
Where's your?
Not yet. We'll get that up.
Yeah, when you measure brown sugar, be sure to pack it into the thing. Brown sugar, be sure to pack it into whatever you're measuring with.
Lightly though. Don't slam it in there.
Don't like make it a rock, but you know, don't let it sit all fluffy and airy either.
Yeah.
Don't let it sit all fluffy and airy.
Use a little extra brown sugar. Nobody's gonna complain. Brown sugar is delicious.
Brown sugar is vastly superior to white sugar.
Hey.
Vastly superior to white sugar. Me?
None of that racist stuff here.
Me?
Alright, hey, we're gonna mix that
what I
around.
said.
What he's saying is white people have no flavor. So why are you guys watching a white guy cook?
But when people say that, I reply, do you mean French people, German people, English people, Irish people, Slavic people, Hungarian people, Irish people, Slavic people, Hungarian people,
All of them, yes.
Italian people. Apparently I wasn't melting the butter fast enough.
It was not.
I was trying to not brown it.
Oh, I just broke it up. I turned the heat off entirely.
And also it says melted and cooled, so I was trying to not heat it up so much that we'd have to sit here for 10 minutes waiting for it to cool down.
Well, that's why I turned off the heat.
Small pot.
Small pot has seen justice this day. We're gonna throw that up in the fridge to cool. Sadly, I don't have a separate thing of butter to pull out and be fancy. We're just gonna have to wait a couple minutes.
We don't do swaps.
Well, yeah, we do. I did a swap last week.
Really?
Yeah, it was awesome. I was marinating the ribeye for the carne asada, and so
You had one that'd been marinating for
Yeah.
longer?
yeah, for like 3 hours.
Nice.
Yeah, so I did a swap. It was nice. It was cool.
So we have the vanilla in there already and
No, we have not put the vanilla in.
pinch of salt.
Yep. Where's my salt? You have my salt. Yep. Where's my salt? You have my salt.
Pinch of salt, like half a teaspoon ish.
A pinch is a rough estimate, all right?
You don't need much, but if you leave it out, you'll definitely notice.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Teaspoon of vanilla, roughly. We aren't doing the chopped walnuts, pecans, or chocolate chips. They're all optional. Chocolate chips, we could throw in a couple of those, but
What temp?
So we're gonna need baking. Oh, we gotta get the baking powder and the soda out. The temp. Crap. What temperature? I think it was 400.
Oh wow, that's high.
I think. Hold on. Give me a second.
350, 375.
Yeah, no, it's 400 for the mac and cheese if I wanted to bake that. That's what I always do. Mac and cheese, that was 400. It's, yeah, 375.
375.
Yeah, 375. Where did I put that?
Oh, yes.
By inconspicuous little containers. Baking soda and baking powder. Baking soda and baking powder.
Eggs?
Not yet. Not yet. And we were conversing on what to do because I've actually never made banana bread in my life. Oh no, it says 400 actually.
Really?
Yeah, I double checked. I was like, screw it, let's double check it, and it is 400. That is why, though, is because I've never made banana bread in my life. That is why, though, because I've never made banana bread in my life. You know, if Alley Cat was here, Alley Cat would have been like, Akamore, this is how you do it.
Yep.
This is how you do it.
Yep. Now, butter's starting to get a little solid on the surface.
Good, perfect. And I'm gonna rinse this off,
Oh, it's still quite warm on the bottom.
but as long as you mix that about, we should be good. But as long as you mix that about.
Is this fork clean?
Yes. I just used it to pop the paper off of this thing.
Alright. Just in.
Yeah.
Is it just bananas and sugar in here right now?
Yes.
It's very, very liquidy.
Your bananas are quite liquidy, yeah. Your bananas are quite liquidy, yeah.
Yeah. So the eggs will help that mix. The butter does not want to mix.
Oh no, he was just telling you guys not to overpack your brown sugar, not me.
Yeah, we're semi-teaching people how to make things.
Yeah, we're talking to you guys too.
Semi-teaching people how to make things. I'm like 90% talking to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like 90% talking to you guys. I need to talk to him. Talk to him all the time.
Oh, I am gonna do some cream on top, but we're not gonna put all of the extra stuff inside of it. Let's see.
Can you do the pro one hand?
I do that every single day at work, constantly. Literally, that's part of my job.
I don't know. I've seen professional chefs say they can't do that and have to do click, crack, and open with two.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
I thought you had seen me do it here, because I've done it. I do it here all the time too.
I don't watch it.
Oh, he might. Who knows? He could be one of those weirdos who watches me all day. I mean, I have like 250 stalkers on here. So,
I just did it for the booby.
oh, definitely. Full teaspoon baking soda, half teaspoon baking powder.
Whisk.
Whisk it all up in there. The butter's all in there. That was. Crash it on my countertop.
It was a weaker egg than I'm used to.
It's not a weak egg by any means.
That's exactly how hard I hit all of my eggs at home, and it doesn't do that. I blame the egg.
He blames the egg, guys.
And I still got 99% of it in your bowl. There's just a little streak of white right there.
That is true.
Picking up.
Are you talking about Red Brand? Or Red Star? Are you talking about Red Brand? There we go. Where was I at? Flour. Gotta put flour in it before we can actually cook this. That would have been quite embarrassing. Let's just go ahead and fill the... Ooh, the tins probably need flour. So yes, we need about 1.5 cups of flour. We need about, of course, varying on your humidity. Of course, varying.
Weight would be better, but
Yes.
weight would be better. Not as important as in like bread.
Yeah. Cookies for sure. Very worrisome with cookies. Don't put all that in there at once. It's not because it won't mix, it's because you'll make a mess. I used to do it with cookies where I would just throw all the flour in at one time, and it's like, now I'm covered in flour. Make sure to scrape those edges as you go. Get that nice and mixed in. You're gonna need to scrape the edges on the bottom as well.
Last bowl is good for it.
Yes.
See if you have some flour not incorporating.
Oh yeah, and then we're gonna get our second set of flour, which is gonna be another 1/2 cup. There's 1/4. All right, and there is the other. Now, this is probably going to take more than one set of muffins to actually cook all of them. But I figured I'd bring some into work. Figure they'll enjoy it.
A hilarious story about how stupid Americans are.
Let's have at it.
So,
Of course, we all want to hear this story.
I think it was in the 80s, maybe the 70s. The A&W, they're basically just root beer company now. But they used to
Yeah.
have restaurants that were like a competitor to McDonald's.
Oh,
They
I
st-
actually didn't know that.
They still have them. I've been to one. They're pretty good. But
Nice.
they came out with a 1/3 of a pound burger to compete with the McDonald's 1/4 pounder.
Yeah.
And it wasn't selling well. But like people were saying, it tasted better than McDonald's, but it still wasn't selling well.
Yeah.
When they interviewed people, they said, "Oh, it's only 1/3 of a pound. You get 1/4 of a pound at McDonald's."
Panache, were you part of that interview? Oh, that is funny. I did not even know that was a thing. That is quite embarrassing. To be human. So we went with festive ones, of course, since football is inactive right now. We gotta. I don't celebrate football, but they were cheap. It was $1.
You don't celebrate football?
I don't celebrate football. I don't partake in the sports ball events.
Chris Hardwick, to piss off football fans. Chris Eldraft. Sports ball.
Well, that is good to know that you are good at, you quite enjoy and are probably good at math if you took it as an elective there.
Yeah, I have a college credit in calculus that I did not need. The highest math I needed to get into vet school was statistics.
So would you say it's statistically accurate that most people take more math than they need? Hey, what's a swamp frog's favorite drug? Do you know? Do you know what a swamp frog's favorite drug is?
What?
Crocaine.
Why does it have to be a swamp frog?
Just, I don't know.
Oh, another time. About frogs. You know that the only reason I think frogs go to Ribbit, even though very few of them make it sound anything resembling that. Is that the Pacific? There's a Pacific tree frog that lives in Hollywood,
Yeah.
and because of they use that in the background of their movies for any kind of frog sound because it was right there.
Nice.
Foley artists would just go get that, and so in movies and TV, anytime anything needed a frog sound, it made a ribbit noise. So people think. Frog
So you're telling me before movies existed, people didn't think frogs it went ribbit ribbit?
unless you lived around the Pacific Coast.
That's entertaining.
Yes.
So you want to fill these up about 3/4 of the way? That's entertaining. So you want to fill these up because it does get all poofy. You don't want to let it overfill. No, maybe I'll be fine here. No, I probably won't be. We'll see. Maybe I can overfill 1 or 2
Yeah, if you
and not have any leftovers.
if you overfill it, it's usually fine. You get.
And not have any leftovers.
If you overfill it, it's usually fine. You get.
Yeah, I think if I overfill this, it'll just settle with 12. It'll be good.
I think that one maybe.
Oh yeah.
Looks like it's gonna get you right at a dozen, no?
Which is nice.
Yeah. Looks like it's gonna get you right at a dozen.
I only work with 5 people now because of this whole thing. I'm not even kidding. It's insane. There are so few people in the that are.
We're just open, and what we do is we have people stay in the parking lot, and we do everything by phone.
That's good. I didn't realize you guys went to that too.
Yeah,
I know you told me some places were doing it, but I didn't know.
That is a new development since I talked.
Ah, okay.
That just basically started in earnest last week.
Okay. Of course, move your stuff over to the dish pit.
And we're having our assistants like wear masks and gloves every time they. And we're having our assistants like wear.
At least you guys know how to use them. Who here has been out in public and seen somebody just handle literally everything they do with the same pair of gloves? Have you seen it yet? It's
people walk
terrible.
around with the mask here, with their nose completely out.
Yeah, I have not seen that one yet.
It's like, dude, come on.
Heard. Sounds good, Mom. I will make sure it's posted to the Soggy Green Bean tomorrow night. I think is the earliest I can post it. It has to be on Twitch for 24 hours before I can export. You don't take the gloves off when you pee, Sakuragi?
You can also, if you like wash your gloves, you can wash your gloves.
Yeah, you can technically wash your gloves. People who say you're not washing your gloves does nothing are
Stupid.
are dumb. Quite frankly, they are a little slow.
Now, if you use an alcohol-based sanitizer on alcohol-soluble latex gloves, it will dissolve them. But if you have like nitrile gloves on,
That's actually what Luke or Matt made us. He made us mask kits and everything, so that
perfect timing.
perfect timing. He made us mask kits.
Oven's up to temperature. That's why we're saying perfect timing.
Yes. Can you go ahead and slide this on in here? I don't remember our cook time.
Just so you
12
know,
minutes.
surgical
Good call.
masks don't really do anything to help you with an airborne virus.
Yeah.
They're designed to stop people from breathing onto a surgical site. So it stops more stuff going out than it does coming in.
Well, that's why everybody's recommending people who think they may be sick to use them,
Yes.
which is intelligent. I can appreciate that.
Because they're just open on the sides.
Yeah.
So you can breathe.
You see, the Nissan plant has started helping make what they can.
Yeah.
Like they can't technically make the right kind of equipment, but they're making some stuff in attempts to help, which is awesome. Like I really appreciate
Yeah.
that.
A friend of mine works at the Nissan plant. And,
Yeah.
he just bought my car.
So you finally sold it off?
Yes, and he's paid about half of it.
Yeah.
And he's having to defer payment a little. And
Which
And
is
fair enough. It's not about. It was more about getting it off of my insurance.
Yeah.
than
well, it
anything
gets it
else.
off your insurance, gets it off your yard, and it was to a friend who you can trust. So
Yeah. I mean, and I know where he lives.
remember, guys, if you're gonna buy something from a friend and jip them off, make sure you're moving soon. Or you can just not jip somebody off. Both work quite well.
Probably shouldn't say gym people
Why?
because that's a racial slur for gypsies.
Oh! Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I won't say that. I apologize if I have any gypsies watching. I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, saying you got gypped is short for gypsy.
I thought it was just some form of slang off the word rip.
Nope. I
Okay.
always say ripped off or ripped.
That's actually interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they don't like the term gypsy. They prefer Romani.
I mean, that makes sense. Gypsy was used as a derogatory term.
Yep.
And, like, so I knew that. But, like, my brain never made the connection between the two. That's
Yep.
interesting. My brain never made the connection between the two. That's interesting. Oh, Sakuragi, you're an accountant, not a gypsy. Wait, what was the word they prefer?
Romani.
Romani. This actually sounds much cooler too. If I was a Romani, I would much rather be called a Romani.
Yeah. The weirdest thing about them is we don't know where they came from.
Well, they're roamers.
They're nomadic, but they just show up.
Yeah.
And we don't know where they came from.
Huh,
The word
interesting.
gypsy comes from the Europeans thought they came from Egypt, but there's zero evidence.
Mean. You can ask Indiana Jones. You can ask Indiana Jones.
How long are we keeping them in the?
So we're going to keep them in the oven for about 20 minutes. So we're looking at 17 minutes left. So we've got about 17 minutes of conversation before we have to get those out. 17 minutes of conversation before we have to get those out. My mother says, actually, it is thought that they came from Romania. My mother says, actually, it is thought that they came from Romania. She left chat and is now texting me.
So yes, there's lots of theories, but no one's nailed it down.
I mean, it would make sense if that's the
If the Romani is what
Romani is what they call themselves.
But-
It wouldn't make much sense.
But Romania at the time was
well,
called
they
Wallachia.
could think that they were. Well, okay, so it was called Wallachia at the time.
Wallachia and
Well, okay, so it was called Wallachia at the time.
Transylvania.
So why is it? What was the reason for the name transition? Do you know, or like why they got mixed together and then
Well-
called Romania?
Well,
I don't know this history stuff.
they always call themselves Romani.
No, I'm saying Romania though. Why is Romania called Romania? Now we're kind of topic hopping.
That I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
I don't know. It happened.
Somebody should Google it and type it in
sometime-
chat for us.
It happened sometime after they became one.
Okay.
Sometime after. Yeah.
So Romani came before Romania.
I think so. Can be traced genetically to northern India. Can be traced genetically.
Okay.
Yeah. So can the Aryans.
Yeah. I mean,
They originate from the northern Indian subcontinent, Rajasthan and Punjab regions. Yeah, there you go. Ah, you googled some shit.
sounds good. Was that? Hold on. So is that your first?
Is that
result?
like genetic?
Yeah. That's what.
guess
It was
they've done some
Sakuragi
genetic-
was saying the same thing.
I guess they've done some genetic studies since I read about that.
Well, I mean, it would make sense. Genetic studies have become much more popular these days because, I mean, they're more accurate.
Yeah.
No reason to not utilize the technology we have, right? Right? No reason to not utilize. I am actually nervous about these muffins, though.
It's gonna be fine. You have toothpicks.
Yeah, I don't know. We're probably gonna have to use a fork.
Testing.
I think I dropped my toothpicks when I was moving, and I never got any new ones.
Yeah, sweet genetic test. Yeah, sweet genetic test. Hello.
Good night again, Mother. Sleep well. And my mother will look it up more tomorrow, and we'll have more information. We'll probably throw that at the beginning of the next stream then. Throw in a bit of fun facts at the beginning of the next stream.
They call gypsies pikeys in England or the UK. Yeah, they're the gypsies.
Gotcha.
The people, the caravan people.
Yeah.
They're pikeys.
And I don't have any wooden
Type of gypsy.
forks either. We'll just have to use a regular fork.
Yeah.
Less accurate, but
How to test for doneness.
so we all know Sakuragi's vote. But I was looking at doing Depression era foods next week. I was originally going to make this a post-apocalyptic food and wear a costume for it, but everything is sold out. Hockey masks, because people are crazy, people decide to apparently buy them all. Which we all know why. But I couldn't find any at the Walmart near me, and none of the party stores are open. So, yeah. This just turned into a regular cooking stream. Jello ice cream. So for dessert, I was actually thinking of doing cream puffs. Ice cream puff something. Puff pastry, I think is what it's called. I was going to do that. And then I was thinking about doing like stuffed cabbage and something else. But if you guys have any suggestions, let's not throw them here. Send them to me in messages, or post them in Discord. Those will work fairly well because I'm just not going to remember them here. And if we throw them into Discord or into a DM or something, I will have a better memory of them, and I will actually look them over. Because I would absolutely love to look over a couple different Depression era foods and decide what we want. Because we got a good idea of a couple different things, and we might do a couple weeks of it. Because, you know, thematic, right?
Because he can.
If you can't eat it, oh come on, Panache. Sounds like you just gotta come visit me. Now, I will say, if any of you guys ever happen to be in Tennessee for any reason, and you're not a crazy person, if any of you guys end up being in Tennessee for any reason, I'm gonna leave the crazy part out. Just message me. I'll determine if you're a crazy person.
So I should share my video of my Titan, or not Titan.
Yes, you do need to show the video of the night to Panache.
Yeah,
Yes, Panache.
because that's probably the thing I've put the most effort into.
He just finished up on a night.
Warhammer 40k.
40k a night. You promise you won't wear me? Sakuragi, the thing is, I know you won't wear me as a skin suit because you can afford more expensive ones.
I mean, I should be more worried about it because there's more skin on me.
We are looking at about how long, guys?
12 minutes.
Replying to my mother, so she goes to bed. We're looking at 10 minutes left on the timer. A skin hat? You want to get one when you actually have actual money? Hey, I feel like looking for a job. I'm just fixing my pants here. Looking for a job will be much easier in the coming future. With you know, so many people being out of one. I know that sounds terrible, but hell, it might be true. It might help. I know a lot of places that decided to get rid of some people, and just because it's a good opportunity to eliminate dead weight employees. Which I know that one sounds even worse, but it's true. Some people are honestly dead weight. And it's hard to get rid of them sometimes.
Don't let me post the video.
You might have to do it on the computer.
Yeah.
Hey, no, not right now. So when I snap like that, traditionally, it is to tell my cats not to do something. They listen quite well to that. Let's get this out of the way. Wipe down our countertops. And because I will not be making more banana bread, I'm going to just get rid of the remaining bananas.
If you or
Instagram. He has an Instagram.
Or I could just take pictures of it.
He has an Instagram.
Or I could just take like a video.
Yes, it will be easier and harder at the same time. There are going to be more openings, but you are right. There's going to be more competition, but that doesn't mean that you can't work on your resume right now and push to get one of those positions whenever whenever the hiring process begins back up. Make sure to keep an eye out and obviously keep constant vigil. And I feel like this is a great time for you to pick up a very, very solid job that could last you for a very long time. You know what I mean? Like, I personally will, once this all picks back up, I'll be looking at different jobs. I don't necessarily think I'll take any unless my proposal gets denied once this all picks back up. I'm gonna talk to them about promoting me whenever this whole time rolls around. I am currently the only staff member who is guaranteed 40 hours. And the only staff member who comes in when we open. Yeah. 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 So I feel like it's a good time to make small suggestions.
The restaurant.
Yeah. Obviously, this isn't including management, but that's why I say staff member. Because while I am a crew lead, it's still culinary lead doesn't mean that I'm management. Heck yeah, that's awesome, Panache. I love it. Good, and as always, good luck on that position. What were you saying though?
Like, look, you gave me all that responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, look, we just make the responsibility.
Like, yeah, I mean that was the thing is I was I was in the middle of finishing up the last thing I technically had to do to become a SUE. I was learning all the front of house stuff. And once all of that's done, basically they were doing it the cheap way and not putting me through the MIT training and just having me learn on the fly, which is understandable in the position that our building is in.
Oh shit, Slaanesh. With a rough.
A Laneshi demon?
Slaaneshi.
Come show that to me.
Slaanesh is the demon of the demon prince of.
Oh, that is so cool. Yeah. See, and he says he's not a good painter. He's like,
you should see my shit, man.
he's looking to go into a competition. Actually, yes. When is it, Panache, that you're doing this competition? I keep looking at the screen like the camera's over there these days, but it's over here. When is the competition supposed to be? Oh, it's right now? Is that what you're working on for it? That is so cool.
Yeah. So Slaanesh is the prince of like hedonism, but really all physical sensation.
Is that actually
Right.
is that the complete product, or are you doing more to it?
It looks like that's just his base coat, so he's got to do like shading and details.
I wasn't quite sure. Obviously, I know so much about painting, guys.
So he
I definitely don't just cook and play video games.
Slanesh was born when the Eldar basically murder fucked her into That's the story. Because everything in the warp is an echo of stuff that happens in the material world.
Yeah.
And so the Eldar, they like ruled the galaxy, and they are essentially immortal.
Yeah.
And so they became super debauched. And the only Eldar that are still alive are ones that basically went away from that society and live on craft worlds, which are
That
giant
makes sense.
planet-sized spaceships, basically. But basically, they murder fucked her into existence, and she was.
Ooh, guys, we just got our first whiff of that banana bread.
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh, see, you gotta. The fumes are coming off here.
When she was born, the psychic scream killed nearly all of the Eldar, and made warp storms happen so that faster than light travel was basically impossible for 5,000 years.
Impressive.
And created something called the Eye of Terror, which is like a warp hole into the Immaterium.
Nice. So she ripped a hole in the
universe.
existence.
Yes.
Whenever she was born.
Yes.
Nice.
she is one of the 4 demon princes.
You play Emperor's Children?
Emperor's Children, yeah. Noise Marines. Emperor's Children, yeah.
Boil people down into narcotics?
Wait, are the Emperor's Children the Noise Marines? I forget.
Guys, that's a little creepy.
Yeah.
Like, I boil stuff, but usually it's pasta.
Yes, Noise Marines.
Not people.
Yeah,
I don't boil people.
There are Plague
Just
Marines.
pasta.
There are Plague Marines. There are
I boil a lot more than
Noise
just
Marines.
pasta.
There are like Rage Zerker Marine. They all worship the different Chaos Gods. Then there's just standard Chaos Marines, which kind of worship the different Chaos Gods. Then there's just standard Chaos. Instead of worshiping each aspect of it, they think it's very deep into the lore.
Oh yes. Now, and you and Panache could probably go quite a bit back and forth on the lore stuff. I obviously don't know that. I've been reading up on Tyranids, but that's just because that's who I play.
I play Admech.
And they're really brutal.
Yeah.
Like, they're really brutal.
Yeah.
They're just like, you exist? No.
They're not evil. They just want to eat.
That's what I'm saying. You exist? No. Like, it's not like, they're also not bad over consuming, which is interesting. No, I'm saying compared to the Zerg. Like, so I'm used to the Zerg stories where
I don't think you fully understood the Tyranids.
Well, no. I'm saying they don't burn down the planet.
Yes, they do.
Not in the way that the Zerg do. Like, the Zerg.
The infrastructure, no, but they
That's what I mean.
consume all of the biomass.
Yes. And the Zerg, they begin to break down the stone and all that stuff in the planet too. And I'm just like, but so I thought Zerg and Tyranid were going to be basically like the exact same thing.
This is a group from the Cool Springs Games Workshop of the players that they made. This is a version of Old One Eye, which is a
One-Eyed Willie.
it's a it's a Tyranid that they keep killing, and it keeps coming back, and they don't know if they just make another one or if he's immortal.
Yes. Yeah, I think there's a Superman story about it.
Yeah, Zerg are NIDs. Blizzard games were originally created as 40k/fantasy games, but they could not get the rights, so they tweaked the story enough to be unique and release the games.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Zerg are NIDs.
That makes sense. Because that would explain why they're so close, but they took Zerg just a step further than the Tyranids.
And the Protoss are basically like halfway. They're like a mixture of Tau and Eldar. Like their society is a lot more like Eldar, but they look like Tau, and their technology looks a lot more like Tau.
Oh man.
No, nobody likes weeaboo space communists.
Who are the weeaboo space communists?
Oh, Tau weren't a thing at the time?
Oh, these are definitely done.
Oh yeah.
2K. Yeah.
It smells real good, guys.
We're gonna push through. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is a good muffin. Oh yeah.
They were a brand new army in like 2002. Oh,
So there are a couple different options here.
interesting.
For when you finish up your banana muffins, you can make a glaze to go on top of them if you would like. I'm not going to tonight. We are trying to keep them. We just horked down a whole bunch of.
Oh snap! You
beef.
used to work for GW? Oh snap! You used to work for GW? So I cannot wait for AdMech to get cavalry and flying shit because they have new shit coming out, and I'm so excited about it.
So it'll probably be better for me to do this. I don't think you can. I'm gonna break one in half while you record it.
Okay.
I say I don't think you can because I have cook fingers.
All right. So. All right. Time for the food porn steamy crack open. All right. Time for the food porn.
Wow. Okay, even for me, this is hot. I don't even think they're gonna come apart correctly. Oh, it's super hot.
Oh, steam! We should let these cool for a minute.
Oh, we're going to. All right, we're good. Whew, that is toasty.
All right. Yeah, the manager of the Games Workshop in Cool Springs, talked to him about the fact that I'm a veterinarian. He's like, yeah, I used to be a doctor. I was a doctor for 2 years, and then I got into Warhammer, and then decided to start working for them. So he runs the game local. He stopped being a doctor, so runs the local Games Workshop.
That is an insane amount of money to walk out on. I guess he could be making an insane amount of money.
I mean,
He's probably making a decent amount. Those stores, they sell items that are sold for pennies on the dollar.
yeah, but like he's a corporation.
Oh yeah, but that he runs a store basically by himself. Look at that, guys. Even get the nice steam effect on it.
Yeah, I played AdMech because I always sort of wanted to be a cyborg. Please use any checks on the brain.
Yeah, that's what I'm meaning. Franklin, he probably makes a good amount of money.
It's right near the biggest mall in the area.
Yeah, it's right near the biggest mall. It is,
And the discount was crazy. It's nothing, just make it painfully obvious how pale you are.
yeah, most definitely does. You're very right. I am very pale. That's what happens when you work in a kitchen, though.
Or at night.
In a kitchen at night. And you're Irish. Yeah?
I just whited out the screen with my forearm.
Alright. So, on that note, as per usual, we're going to eat ourselves down some nice dessert, and we're going to be saying goodnight. I might be back here in a couple hours to do a gaming stream later tonight. I'm not sure what we'll play. Maybe Risk of Rain. If the brothers are on, I might do some Apex or Borderlands. We will see.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
He's gonna be going to sleep. Sleep is for the weak, and he is for the weak.
Hey, I work.
Sleep is for the weak. Oh yeah, that is true. That's weird. That is super weird. But let's get a nice taste on this. Let's see what it tastes like. Let's get that. Yeah. Definitely tastes like banana bread.
Oh yeah. I was worried it was gonna be overdone because of the 400 degrees. I was worried it was gonna be perfectly done.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Oh yeah, this is a good morning wake up kind of breakfast here.
Uh huh.
Morning wake up kind of breakfast here. Definitely not desserty, but still really good.
Yeah, very good. I mean, if it had like a glaze or something on the top,
Exactly,
it'd be
exactly.
desserty.
But I didn't really much feel like doing one today. Me either. But yes, like I said, guys, this will all be ported over to the Soggy Green Bean Saturday night. I do hope you guys go over there, give it a quick view, and throw a like on it if you do. Obviously, it helps the YouTube statistics. I don't really care if you do that at the same time. Mostly, I'm using it as a way to archive my videos because these videos do not stay permanently and they get deleted randomly. They stay for at least 2 months and they get deleted randomly. So I would definitely like to see that. Ash, it has been forever since I've seen you in stream. What is up? You're literally coming in at the end of the stream, you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like literally the last second.
Absolutely perfect timing, though. That's amazing.
I mean, it's appreciated.
I'm sorry. No, and my videos, I'll be doing this every Thursday, though. So don't keep that. Don't lose that. Every Thursday and every Saturday night, these videos will be posted onto the Soggy Green Bean. If you have any food suggestions. If you ever have any food suggestions, message them to me either Instagram, Facebook, Discord, or even here on Twitch. I'll probably eventually have to block Twitch once I just become immensely popular. But, you know, we all see that happening, right? Right? No? No? You guys don't either? Crap. Oh well. This is still fun to me, and that's what I do it for. So,
Can you make something good next time?
you're dead to me, Panache, for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
See, all of my Soggy Green Beans' YouTube channel.
The Soggy Green Bean is my YouTube channel because inside family joke. And I'll explain that to you on another story. Or I'll just make a YouTube video about it. We'll see.
Can't find it on YouTube. Are you putting a the, and is it all one word?
Because it is the Soggy Green Bean.
The Soggy Green Bean.
Oh yeah, because the name, the user on it never changed. Which I need to change the URL on that too. Yes, I only have 1 sub and 3 views. Is that weird?
Yeah, I have a video where I have 5 views and all of them are me.
It is on the very bottom of the list, most likely. Like, the last one. But it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. The videos will be posted there, though. You guys don't honestly have to go and do anything with them. I just want to let you know that if you ever want to come back and learn how to do one of the recipes that we've done here, because they are good. They're easy recipes. They're really not anything difficult, and they're broken down fairly well, I feel, in the videos. And if you ever have any kind of questions, you're always allowed to ask. And
We should do one where I show the setup of.
And I'll work on that. I'll work on the video quality. I'm not up there in the YouTube stuff, so I'm learning, practicing on that. The mead would definitely be an awesome video.
The problem is it takes like a month and a have to
We can,
finish.
but I'm saying we can do that as like a video, not
Yeah.
not a stream.
Yeah.
That I think would be awesome. But yeah, so on that note, guys, that is the end of the stream. That is the end of the night, and I hope I will be back in potentially a couple hours. For now, though, I hope you guys sleep well.